Here we go, folks, into the nether realms of Disney fandom. What a strange thing to see this, but here it is, out of People magazine. Not the place I would typically think of for this kind of report, but Colson Thayer has his thumb on the pulse of what's really going down in the dark hallways of stolen Disney. It says, as exclusive, Hunt for a Stolen Disney World animatronic revealed a vast black market of items snatched from the parks. The documentary Stolen Kingdom explores over 30 years of misdeeds at Disney World and how they led to the alleged theft of nearly $500,000 in props. Now there's our good friend Buzzy, okay? Buzzy has been missing for a long time over at the Wonders of Life Pavilion. Poor fella, taken away in the dead of night, we believe. And folks, don't do that. Don't go urban exploring at Disney, and don't go stealing stuff. That's not good. Cranium Command attraction closed in 2007. Later on, its star Buzzy went missing. Now the documentary Stolen Kingdom has found out there's an entire black market for Disney stuff taken from the parks illegally. It says, for nearly 20 years, the Buzzy animatronic in Epcot's Cranium Command attraction delighted families as he navigated the world through the eyes of a Bobby, a 12-year-old boy. Beginning in 1989, guests were welcomed into a theater-style control room to witness Buzzy's antics as he controlled the boy's brain. However, the beloved attraction shut its doors on January 1st, 2007, when the park officially closed its Wonders of Life Pavilion. The attraction sat abandoned, and Buzzy was left at the center of an empty theater for years until one day, Buzzy was no more. Following the land's closure, Wonders of Life became an alluring target for intrepid and even unlawful urban explorers, including those looking to make a quick buck. In 2018, Buzzy made headlines after his headphones, hat, and bomber jacket were stolen. Only a few months later, the entire animatronic went missing. Documentary filmmaker Joshua Bailey still remembers the day it was reported that Buzzy was gone. As a Central Florida native, he had long held a fascination with the parks and their attractions. He also developed an interest in urban exploration via YouTube. When Buzzy disappeared, he was fully ingratiated with both communities. It says after years of developing sources with the community of Disney urban explorers, he began filming a documentary exploring the unseen side of the most magical place on Earth. The director's new film, Stolen Kingdom, explores over 30 years of thieved props. Quote, the black market aspect was something that we weren't aware of before we shot the film and was part of the decision in making it. We learned more about it while shooting, but not a lot. It's a tough nut to crack. We just had no knowledge of there being a Disney prop black market. All right, well, let's talk about it. Ron, you've been a cast member before. Is this something that was going on behind the scenes? People didn't know about that there are people out there actually stealing physical props, set pieces, etc. from Disney? And how in the world can you get away with this with cameras everywhere?
Well, first of all, I have no clue how anybody would get away with it. I can tell you, as a former cast member, there is a place called Cast Connection and Property Control at Walt Disney World, and that is a store that is available to cast members and guests that they bring with them, where they sell merchandise that is set on the shelves too long at Walt Disney World, and they also sell props from the parks. So I'm surprised. They oftentimes you can buy. Actually, the chair I'm sitting in may have been purchased at Cast Connection or the Property Control, because they'll sell office chairs that if they were brand new, you might have to go to like an Office Depot and buy it for $200, and it might be $10 there at Property Control. So there's a lot of good deals. It's a little bit surprising that any of these props that are in the parks would get stolen from. I don't even know how you do it. It almost feels like I'm not saying that it was an inside job. I'm just saying that I don't know how you do it without you having some type of an access through a cast member. But it's very strange to me. I understand the value to a lot of collectors. One of the biggest things,
and I'll tell you why, Ron. When you're in the theme parks, you look at this stuff and you look at this stuff. Isn't it neat, right?
You can't help it, right? That song.
But I know, it had to happen. But
is your collection complete?
These items are theme park sized, and you sometimes forget that. To put some of these things in your homes, I mean, there are chairs and stuff like that, but to put some of these things in your home, they don't really fit in homes.
No.
So just to give a prime example of that in my own life, has nothing to do with the theme park, but movie theaters would, at least back in the old days, would give you their big standees.
Yeah.
Right? And so I took one home, Roger Rabbit. It was
do the voice, Ron. You don't get to say Roger Rabbit and not do the voice.
It was way too big. Oh my gosh. Can I hear it? It's the Toon Patrol. Hide me, Eddie. Oh, I can't do the please right now. Anyway,
Go ahead.
So I took this big giant advertisement standee of the Roger Rabbit film, and it was too big for any room in my house, and I had to, of course, discard it. But it was pretty funny because when I first stood it up there, I'm like, okay, I've got it in the house, I've got it in the room. It takes up the entire thing. There's no place for anybody to move. You're exactly right. It just doesn't make any sense in a home. And if you had a large enough home for it, then the assumption would be you're wealthy enough to purchase something like that. Like it would be ironically comedic if you could get a hold of that giant bunny from, what was it, Iron Man? Was it Iron Man 2 or 3 where he bought her the horrible bunny gift?
Right.
There's got to be some kind of inventory control, guys, behind the scenes with construction groups that come in, like, let's say because of the retheme, the Muppets Courtyard, and now it's being Monstropolis. There's got to be a running list of stuff that, hey, you could just toss it, or hey, you want to take this home? Hey guys, we're going to refurbish this. We're going to put this to use somewhere else. There has to be quality and control somewhere, because I have a question for Ron. How far is Lakeland Antique Mall from Disney World? Walt Disney World in the Orlando Resort?
Roughly an hour,
okay.
15 minutes, maybe. Not too far of a drive.
The reason why I ask is because the majority of the stuff that you see at the parks that's no longer being, used or repurposed is found at that mall. Yeah. You can go in there and purchase things from rides from the past. It's insane. I wish I could. I'm going to try to send you the link, Pro, so you can show it. But anyone can go in there, and it's like a Goodwill with Disney stuff from the parks from the past. It's absolutely in rugs, signs, everything you can imagine, plaques to put on your wall. It's incredible. And I guess it has to be, I hate saying the inside job thing, but someone's taking the stuff and they're like, you know what, I can sell it to a store, like a third, not a Goodwill, like a hand-me-down store that you can resell. Like there was a consignment shop, something like that. But yeah, they're out there and they're in the area. So Ron said it's about an hour away. That makes sense.
What gets crazy to me is, apparently, culture, some of the items that were stolen that we're talking about are things like the wardrobe for the ghost characters from Haunted Mansion. I just don't know. I don't know how anybody could think I'm going to steal, this very specific attire that surely is not replaced often. I mean, there's no human sweat or skin or anything with these robots, so the fabric should just last and last and last so long as you take care of it. I have no idea how you think you would steal this stuff and get away with it. I can't even imagine how you could do it.
Consider the weight of it as well. I mean, the Buzzy figure is 300 pounds. Right. And whereas you could,
that shocks me. It wasn't heavier, honestly.
Yeah. Well, the iteration that went missing was 300 pounds. But again, these animatronics that are presented in various shows have various requirements, and their weight is directly related to what their performance abilities are. But that's entirely a different conversation. Regardless, you're correct. You've seen garments go missing. You've seen. I don't even know if this is included in the AOL reporting or anywhere else that we've seen this story, but there have been figures from It's a Small World that have gone missing and things.
Entire
like that.
Figures.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, what are you thinking? Like, hey, honey, what would you like to do tonight? Well, I'd like to risk, the next 20 years of my freedom by stealing a doll off of It's a Small World. Like, why? What leads you to? I can come up with 1,000 easier heists. Like, there's 1,000 better ways to be a criminal than stealing animatronics off It's a Small World. I mean, of all the ways that you could participate. Geez, Louise. Hey, honey, let's go steal stuff from the place that's got more cameras than China.
It's got to be when wides are closed or something for refurbishment, right? I mean, I don't know.
Culture?
Well, I was just going to say that there are legal pathways to acquire attraction ride vehicles and things like that. So,
and I'll tell you, culture. So my dad won on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in Hollywood Studios, which is not the same as winning the actual game show, but he won there. And so years later, when that ride was, or that attraction was taken down, we paid to get the input pieces that were on each chair where you would answer the question, right? So they would have 4 A, B, C, D, that little panel. And so we paid to get one, and he has it in his office. And good grief. Do you think I'm going to go to Hollywood Studios and find some way or get somebody to go in there and unscrew the thing when I can just wait till it closes and pay for it that way? I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, I mean, I know some people who have amazing collections of various Disney ride vehicles, including the original Skyway bucket. They have one of those. They have one of the original horses from.
Where do you put that, culture? Where in the world do you put?
They have an entire dedicated condo that just is nothing but memorabilia
with a gondola sky bucket.
Yeah, amongst other things, yeah. But I mean, Stage 9 Entertainment sells these things. You can find a lot of. There are some people that sell reproductions of these things that are somewhat faithful. If you're really hard up to get one. But I mean, Lakeland Antique Mall, which you guys already mentioned, you know, there's places you can get this stuff legitimately that the park has parted with. But look, this has unfortunately been a thing that's been going on forever, and it's one of the reasons why when D23 remodeled, they stopped investing a lot of money in some of the stuff that was part of the serviceware and things in that restaurant, because people would go home with it.
Well, you know how there are people who the storage buildings and storage sheds that if they're abandoned, they'll sell those to people, and it's like a loot box. It's like a giant real world loot box where you pay an amount and you get to go and figure out what's in there. And I would love to see a video of that someday where like Scruffy has bought one of those and the thing lifts and there's a sky bucket from Disneyland in there. I want that video of Scruffy looking at that and going, I'll be darned.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media account.